Mr. Inter Buys a House by Alex Toronto. That's me. This is the story of how Mr. Oscar Inter bought a house. Mr. Inter had lived in several houses before this one. He'd rented some and purchased others, and sometimes he lived alone and sometimes he lived with a friend. But this new house, which he'd scored for an awesome price on account of something that the previous tenant had done to the mailman out on the front lawn with a fork, was destined to be his favorite house of all. It had all of the furniture that he wanted, in all of the right colors and styles and shapes, and there were very nice decorations on the walls. Mr. Inter was married at one point, and then he was not. He had to buy this new house because his ex-wife, who no longer returns his calls, got to keep the old one after the divorce. She lives there by herself now. Occasionally she invites Oscar's friend Bertrand over for sleepovers. Bertrand is spelled like this: Betrayal. Bertrand. Mr. Inter was very sad in the period between getting divorced and buying this house. He was as friendly as ever, but wanted suddenly to be alone, and he spent lots of time quenching a certain kind of thirst that adults will get when they go very quickly from having very much to having very little. But then he got the new house, and, in the interest of fashioning a Band-Aid out of cash, Mr. Inter was happy again. He called his friends for the first time in several weeks. He joined them at their houses and at movie theaters and restaurants, and they were all very happy to see him. They were also excited to hear of his new house. "Come on over," he said one day. "We'll have a party." So they chose a date, he gave his friends the address, and a few days later, Mr. Inter greeted them at his front door. He was dismayed, however, to see them looking at his house with such confusion. "What's wrong?" he asked them, sounding concerned. "I thought you lived here," said Leonard. Leonard had been Oscar's friend since they were very little. He liked to be called Lenny. Lenny was also divorced, on account of things he had done with a pair of dice, straws made of cash, and a dancer named Glory. Lenny's name is spelled like this: Liar. Lenny. Mr. Inter laughed at this. "Of course I do." He stepped out of the way to gesture them inside. "Come on in." "Into where?" asked his other friend, who isn't important. "Why, into my house," Mr. Inter clarified. "Dude, there's no house here," said Lenny. Mr. Inter laughed at this. "Of course not. I've just been living on an empty plot of land, pretending it's my house." "Have you?" asked the second friend, who continues to be pointless. "All right, guys," said Mr. Inter. "Quit fucking around and get inside. Come on, it's cold." "Oscar, there is no house here. What are you talking about?" "Okay," Mr. Inter declared. "I see how it is. All right, you guys came over here thinking that, I'd be a mess and you could stand tall or whatever and, solve all my problems, but then you got here, right? You get here and boom, I know, fucking bachelor pad, it's awesome, got a lava lamp, I got pinball." "Oscar," said Lenny, "you literally have none of those things here. You don't even have the house. There's nothing here. This is an empty plot of land." "All right, you know what?" said Oscar. "I don't need this right now, all right? I got taquitos in the oven. I'm fucking killing it in Madden right now. It's your loss if you don't want to get on this, okay? So go. Just get the fuck off my porch." "What porch?" Lenny called from the sidewalk. "Are you seriously living here?" But Mr. Inter had shut the door and returned to his study. "We can still see you," said Larry. But the shades were drawn, and Mr. Inter knew that they were lying. In fact, he could barely hear them. Didn't even know who they were. Strangers? What are they talking about? So Mr. Inter sat down on the rug in his den, made a fist, and dialed the number on his knuckles. He wedged a thumb into his ear and poised his pinky in front of his mouth and, while waiting for his wife to answer, took a moment to appreciate his good fortune, as the best of us might sometimes do.